WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Degnan. Cunningham police are investigating a fight between two brothers. Police say 39-year-old Dominic Casillo showed up at his brother's house on Main Street around 7 evening last Thursday. And that's when Dominic forced his way into his brother's house by smashing the front door with a baseball bat. Court papers show that 41-year-old Arthur Casillo was hit several times with the bat in the head and sustained other injuries. Dominic also threatened to kill his brother and their family. Arthur was taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, for treatment of numerous injuries. Dominic was charged with aggravated assault, terroristic threats, burglary, among other charges. District Judge Daniel O'Donnell denied bail, and Dominic Casillo was taken to the county lockup. Police say the reason for the assault is unknown. Police in West Hazleton are investigating a shooting that happened late Saturday night. According to police, the incident started as a verbal altercation in the parking lot of Citizens Bank at West Broad and South Broad Streets. At some point, a 19-year-old male was shot. Police say the male was wounded in the shoulder and taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital and then transported to a regional trauma center. Police say the male sustaining a non-life-threatening injury. Police ask anyone with information to contact officers at 570-455-3733. All information will be kept confidential as the investigation continues in West Hazleton. The 40th Keystone State Games Festival of Sports and Pennsylvania Senior Games are taking place throughout Luzerne County through July 31st. Over 30 sporting events are offered. The event will allow athletes the opportunity to qualify for the National Senior Festival, which will be hosted in Pittsburgh next summer. For event information, you can go to keystonegames.org. A Schuylkill County commissioner that was hurt at his family farm earlier this month is now home and recovering. Commissioner Chairman Baron Boots Heatherton was home resting after he fell off an 18-foot fall stack of hay at his family farm in the Ringtown Valley back on July 12th. Hetherington said he is thankful to be alive. The commissioner said he has 9 cracked ribs and other internal injuries. Hetherington was taken to Geisinger in Danville by medical helicopter. The commissioner said he will be attending the next county meeting on Wednesday at the county courthouse. As for working on the farm, Heatherton says he's getting help from family, friends, and employees, and that Halleboro Farms in Orwigsburg. The city of Hazleton has a new recreation director, and she's no stranger to organizing community events. Mayor Jeff Cassatt announcing that Allie McKittrick will be stepping into the role officially August 1st. Before coming to the city, McKittrick ran a nonprofit art center in downtown Hazleton. McKittrick has been working alongside outgoing director Gary Perna, who's leaving the city to head the United Way of Greater Hazleton. McKittrick said she would like to create monthly events for the community in the different parks. McKittrick will receive a starting salary of $36,000. There's a new head of school for MMI in Freeland, and for the first time in the school's 143-year history, it's a woman. Teresa Long has been named to the position starting on August 15th. The board of directors chose Long after Justin Kleinheider announced his resignation from the position on June 30th. Long had served on MMI's board of directors and is a Northeast Pennsylvania native. The new president has been a member of the MMI board of directors since 2017. For the past 11 years, Long has served as the CEO at Danville State Hospital and has been an adjunct instructor in the Wilkes University nursing program for 15 years. Mrs. Long and her husband David are the parents of 2 sons who both graduated from MMI. Coming up on WYLN News, a new state child tax credit program to ensure access to early childhood education. Plus, that Mega Millions jackpot keeps getting higher and higher. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast, brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and tomorrow's WYLN forecast is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Did you know that WYLN News provides news updates every weekday afternoon?
At 1, 3, and 5 here on TV and on social media?
Did you also know you can watch WYLN News on the go by visiting our website or YouTube page?
Now more than ever,
WYLN is your local news leader. Governor Tom Wolf announced this week that the new state child tax credit program will support Pennsylvania's working families and ensure access to high-quality early childhood education. Our Philip Kaufman has the story.
Governor Tom Wolf today visited the Early Learning Center at Crispus Attucks in York to highlight his new state child tax credit program, modeled after the federal program, to support Pennsylvania's working families and ensure unbarred access to high-quality early childhood education.
So the state budget that I signed earlier this year with the help of many, including Representative Carol Hill Evans, provides significant historic investments in 2 areas that I have made a priority throughout my administration: education and workforce development. And today I am proud to highlight one of those exciting new pieces of state budget that positively affects actually both of them. And that is, this year's budget contains a new program, the Child Dependent Care Enhancement Program.
Pennsylvanians paying for child care services will be able to claim the credit when filing state taxes starting in 2023. Families could be eligible for $180 for one child or $360 for 2 or more for households earning above $43,000. For households earning less than $43,000, the benefits would come to $315 for one child and $630 for 2 or more.
I am one face out of one family of almost 221,000 families that the Child Independent Care Enhancement Program will benefit. I cannot ever begin to thank you enough, Governor Wolf, for supporting families like mine, and most importantly, our children.
With the average cost of childcare in Pennsylvania being nearly $12,000 annually according to the Economic Policy Institute, it's a growing burden for working families, also struggling with rising inflation and gas prices.
This new tax credit gives families some support so that they can continue to use the child care programs. And I think we have to remind ourselves, when we invest in things like this, when we invest in child care, when we invest in working families, however we do that, we're investing in our children and we're investing in our economy.
Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Philip Kaufman.
PennDOT expanded their online services for people with disabilities as customers may now renew and replace permanent placards online. In an effort to help provide its customers with improved service and increased convenience, PennDOT announced that customers who have a person with disabilities parking placard can now have the option to renew, receive a replacement, or update their address on their placard online from the comfort of their home. The initiative is part of PennDOT's efforts to modernize its operations and cut down on wait times. Customers with temporary person with disabilities parking placards will also be able to update their address and request replacement identification credentials through the online service. You can visit penndot.gov for more information. Are you Mega Millions dreaming right now? The $810 million jackpot could be yours with the right numbers. According to odds makers, the chance of winning the jackpot is 1 in 302.5 million. A ticket is $2, but you can add an additional $1 to add a megaplier, which would increase your winnings 5 times. Tonight's winning Mega Millions numbers will be drawn at 11 o'clock. If you're playing, good luck, and you have to play to win. The Hazleton City Authority received a $3.5 million loan to make much-needed upgrades to its facility. The loan will help the authority upgrade its operational treatment facility, including replacement of 4 raw water drive pumps and a deteriorating lime chemical feed system on Route 424 in Hazleton. The project will also include the installation of updated automated system control equipment and electrical components to enhance the authority's ability to continue to provide safe, reliable drinking water to the community. The Hazleton Water Authority provides 15,000 customers in Hazleton with access to quality water at affordable rates, and this necessary project will continue to provide that service that residents expect. The Department of Conservation and Natural Resources this week will outline a draft internal policy on the use of electric bicycles or e-bikes on DCNR lands to the Conservation and Natural Resources Advisory Council for public comment. An e-bike is equipped with an electric motor that assists the rider when they are pedaling. DCNR Secretary Cindy Adams-Dunn said the purpose of the policy is to provide guidance for e-bike users in state parks and forests. The policy, when adopted, will allow e-bikes to be used on DCNR-managed trails where traditional bikes are already allowed. State forest roads and trails that are not open to biking, which would also prohibit e-bikes. The Conservation and Natural Resources Advisory Council meeting will be taking place on Wednesday in Harrisburg. Coming up on Shenandoah's News Choice, we discuss what to do when you find a gun on this Trooper Talk Tuesday, plus Leading the Way Part 2. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later on tonight on WYLN TV.
When kid stuff was kid stuff. Remember those days? We do. At PoconoMountains.com.
What's on TV? Plenty. WYLN TV 35, the best in local programming.
Abby is still perfecting her sidekick, and her jab is just for show. But for Abby, this is a remarkable day, because Abby recently defeated a real foe, cancer, when she partnered with Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital, a children's hospital close to home with more than 30 pediatric specialties. Take a bow, Abby. You deserve it. Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital. Your health deserves a partner.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spacemen on WYLN TV 35. Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 4, Sundays at 9.
All of the unique things to do in the Pocono Mountains cannot be shown in 15 seconds. You'll just have to book your stay with us to find out.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Stay tuned for Let's Talk Chiropractic, where we're going to talk about our care with Leah Peters, with her long experience with some of the greatest chiropractors and how we stack up against some of the legends. So stay tuned for that. Let's Talk Chiropractic.
Welcome to Trooper Talk Tuesday. Once again, Trooper Anthony Petrosky, Troop in Hazleton, is joining us today. And we've talked in the past about what to do if you see a missing person, what to do if you have an Amber Alert and you might happen to recognize a license plate. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're out in the woods. We're wandering around. We're enjoying nature. There's a gun. Now what do we do?
Yeah, and this is a very plausible situation. We've had many investigations where people have come across guns. And, number one, why is it out there? Why is it unattended? And what was it used for? So, this is a very serious thing. But on top of that, what we want is life preservation. That's our number one goal, is life preservation. So we always tell people, if you come across a gun, or tell your kids this, if they come across a gun, don't touch it. Don't touch it, because it's a safety concern. Some kids may pick it up, think it's a toy gun, and they may pull the trigger, and it may be loaded, and it may work. And we don't want any issues with kids finding guns and pulling the trigger and getting hurt. So number one, don't touch it. And number two, call 911, report it so we can come and handle that. That gun may have used in the commission of a crime. It may still have evidence on it that we would like to collect. Which could be very important towards a gun. Sometimes people use guns and then they try to get rid of them. They try to throw them in a river or throw them in the woods, and over time, it presents itself. So we always tell people, if you come across a firearm, whether you think it's fake or not, don't, unless it has a dart in it and it's yellow and green. It's probably a dart gun, but if it looks somewhat real, You call 911, we'll come out, we'll investigate, we'll handle it. We'll take that firearm, we'll put it in evidence, or if it's, a BB gun, we'll maybe try to lift some fingerprints off it so we have it in case it was used in something. Whatever we can do, we will, but we want to make sure that nobody gets hurt from it.
Well, along the same lines then, if we are out and something like we do happen to come across a gun in the leaves, it might not be prudent to stand there and, maybe you can't even get a signal on your phone.
That's true. And, if that's the case, step away, get a good signal, and then say, hey, I'll wait here for the police officer or trooper to show up, and then I'll take off. This way they know where it is. I'll be in this area. Try to give a good description of where you're at. If I go over closer towards the gun where I found it, I don't have good cell phone service. So, stay in that area in case 911 needs to call you back. And then once we get there, you can lead us over to it, and then we'll handle it.
Wow. And have you ever been on anything like that?
I've been on a couple calls where weapons were found, and what we do is we would show up, we would photograph the area, because again, we don't know why it's there, and maybe a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, that may matter. Those pictures, the evidence on that gun, and we will put it in evidence, we will keep it, because you never know when you're going to need some evidence, and it may be proven that it was used in a homicide or a carjacking or a robbery, burglary, whatever the case may be. So we're going to try to preserve that in our evidence room and try to get some sort of DNA off of it, fingerprints, anything we can.
But safety.
Safety's number one. Don't touch it. Call us, we'll handle it.
Okay. And we're going to call on Trooper Petrosky again soon to join us here on Trooper Talk Tuesday.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WYLN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs live. America's favorite pastime on your local network, WYLN TV 35. See the Stars of Tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WYLN TV 35. Visit WYLNTV.com for a complete Iron Pigs schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WYLN, your home for live sports.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Sergeant Michael Bogart is back for Leading the Way, Part 2 of this week's series. Welcome to Leading the Way, and this week we are spending it with Sergeant Michael Bogart of the Weatherly Police Department. And yesterday we found out that a teacher in high school actually filled out your application, paid for it, and you started the police academy at what age?
Well, you're making me think now. I don't know. It was right after I graduated high school, so 17, 18, somewhere around there. You know?
And where did you go?
Lackawanna, who actually I now teach for, too. So.
Now, when you're going in at that age, and I always think how young the students are when they're going in and they're making these career decisions, and here you are thinking police academy at 17, 18?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, going out of high school, going into the police academy, I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect, but, I was still, young kid, still trying to grow up and do, kid stuff, but grow up and be an adult. But it was definitely an eye-opening thing to go right out of high school to go into a career academy like that.
Did you have any experience with the police? I know, and I think going back that far, Pennsylvania State Police had things like Camp Cadet and other things. Did you have any?
No, I didn't have any interaction. I mean, I knew the teacher that filled the application. I mean, I knew her brother. I knew a couple of local cops, but nothing to drive me to say that's what I want to do as a career.
I think it's fascinating that here you are right out of high school, because the police academy is not like going to liberal arts college or something. You're going into a profession that is kind of scary.
Yeah. I mean, back then, they didn't have the persona of, scary, doing stuff like that, But I mean, as a young kid, it was cool. I just sit in class and learn, but I got to shoot guns and drive cars fast. So, that was exciting.
And when you're talking about something like that, again, you're 17, 18 years old. What about your friends?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my friends went off to, careers, college. So, you definitely lose some friends along the way if you decide to take this profession. And I did, I lost some friends. And I understand, some people are in a different lifestyle, and some people just don't like police and they want to separate themselves. So, everybody, when they join the police, they lose friends, and you can see who drifts apart. So, I mean, I lost some, but, I made better ones than other people. So.
I was going to say, you expanded when it came to all that.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, when we come back tomorrow, we're going to continue our discussion with Sergeant Bogart and find out what happens after the academy right here on Leading the Way. And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.